Hi, Julia Watts here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So I'm continuing with a few techniques with some Sentimentally Yours products, and we're going to be using some other products as well in this particular video. So it's a section of short videos giving you some ideas for some techniques with stencils and paints and other mediums really. So I have done this again, similar technique to this before. What we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to lay some colour down, but we will be using the Fanciful 6x6 stencil from Sentimentally Yours, which is one of the new ones. There is a slender stencil as well to match, which is roughly 8 inches long, so you can use that multiple times to make a big background if you wish. But we're going to be using the 6x6. But first of all, we need to lay the groundwork, which is why I've got a really scabby looking towel on here, because I'm going to be using sprays. And rather than use a box, I'm using a towel to catch everything. So we're going to start with the Crackling Campfire Distress Spray Stain. So this is just distress, or roughly distress, ink in a spray form. There's no pigment in here, so it's not like the oxide, so you don't have to agitate it to get the colour out. I have got, because I haven't actually used this since I moved house, which is criminal really, so there is a little bit of ink at the top where it's been transported. But anyway, a piece of, this is A5 super smooth watercolour card from Sentimentally Yours, and we're just going to cover the area with Crackling Campfire. Give it a really good mist. Lots of ink on there. Okay. So it'll really move around. And we can even get it to move a little bit more by just misting with water as well. And of course the paper will want to bend, because I forgot to mist it on the other side. This is why you need a towel or something underneath. And we're also going to add, this is Pentart ink spray mist that I've got left over. So any gold spray with mica in it, you can hear the ball bearing going here. So this is a lovely pale gold. So we're just going to add a little bit of that. And I don't know if you could see there, as it touches, it kind of moves around a little bit. It was spraying nicely for me now. Now it's decided not to. So we're just going to have some pools of the gold in there. We go. Okay. So we're going to now leave that to dry, and then we'll do the next bit. In fact, let's have a bit more. Oh, I love this gold. The gold and the kind of orangey red with the Crackling Campfire work really well. So we'll come back. I'll clean up a little bit, and when it's dry, we'll do the next bit. Okay, so my beautiful background is now lovely and dry. If I give it a little bit of wiggle, you can see that shimmer from the Pentart Media Mist, the gold, on top of the Crackling Campfire. Crackling Campfire is a beautiful colour, but just adding that bit of shimmer is just really lovely. So there's a couple of different backgrounds that I'm going to show you how to do, because I have done another one of these ready. And we're going to use the Fanciful Stencil on this one from Sentimentally Yours, which is one of the new 6x6s. So as I said, you'll find them on my website, juliawattscrafts.co.uk, and you'll also find them on the Honeypot Crafts website as well. There we go, that's the address for that. Okay, so first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to dust with an anti-static bag. This is the Sentimentally Yours one. Don't worry if a little bit of the it hasn't come off actually. If a little bit of the distress spray stain comes off onto it, it's not going to hurt it at all. Then we're going to pop our stencil on. This is an A5 piece, so it's just about the right size. And we're going to pop some tack tape on the top. You can see I'm leaving a big chunk there because I don't want to waste my beautiful background, because that's great for me putting sentiments on, or if I wanted to extend the design. Obviously the tape is going to attract the embossing powder, so we'll have to clean that off if we're worried about it. Let's actually put a bit bit of tape on the edge as well, just to make sure that it doesn't move. Because the only place the card is actually secured is down the bottom. And there's a bit of anti-static bag that's not liking me to stick it. It's overlapped a little bit. Hang on a sec. That's better. Stick. Doesn't want to stick. Right, so we're going to use an Emboss-It dabber, which is basically embossing ink in a little dabber form. And when you first use it, you want to get it going. I don't know if you can see, there's a little bit there, you can't really see. So all we're going to do is gently press it through the stencil, working our way around. Try and be a bit methodical about it so you know exactly where you've been. It will take me a little while and the camera will jiggle, so I'm going to pause and I'll come back when I've done it. Okay, so we're all linked up, hopefully I've been methodical, and so we can now peel away the extra bits. Let's just get rid of that ink there. And obviously the ink you can wash off under the tap. You could try and get a print from it as well, actually. Put that over there now. And hopefully you can just about see. I don't think I've managed to get all of it, but we'll have a look, see what we get. It's a background, so we're not going to stress if it's not brilliant. And we're using the Superfine Pure Gold embossing powder. Catch that in here. It is a large stencil, so oh, not too bad. Not too bad. Give it a flick. We've lost some of the definition, but like I say, it is a background. I did do it with the Fairy Hugs Water Stains stencil, and that came out beautifully because it's a smaller stencil. Let's heat this up and see whether we like it. I always heat from above because then I can actually see where I'm going. Yeah, I think I've been a little bit too enthusiastic with it, and so we've lost some of the fine detail of the stencil. But it's the background. We've got it all. We've got it all now. Can we stick it in there? You can tell because it's a different colour, it's duller. Okay, so there we are. There's our background. So it's definitely usable. Let's grab a frame. Okay, so if you use your imagination and pretend that this is all cut to size, that's going to work nicely, isn't it? Just a little bit grungy. I quite like that. So I want to reset, and then I'll show you the second technique using this background. Okay, so I've got another beautiful background here, nice and dry, again using the Crackling Campfire with a bit of the gold Pentart Medium Mist, again on the watercolour card. So we're going to use the same stencil as we did before, which is the Fanciful 6x6, and we're going to secure it to the top, so that we can have a little bit extra for any sentiments that we might want to stamp on top for our card. So once again, we're going to secure it with some low tack tape. This is the Scotch one. See if we can get it straightish. I do everything on the wonk, as you can tell. Just do the two sides as well, because it just gives the stencil a little bit more to cling to, because it's obviously not clung properly at the top. We don't want to use that much because that's a waste. Okay, right. Have I left myself enough room? Probably not. Okay, so we're going to use Flawless Media Texture Medium from Sentimentally Yours. And we're going to slap a little bit of that on our craft sheet. Very good quality texture medium this. Let's have just a little bit more, I think that will do. And then we're going to grab, get another spatula out, probably not. Oh, where's it gone? Oh, can't see what I want, hang on a sec. Honestly, I can't see what's right in front of me. Here it is. This is Radiant Lustre Pigment Powder. And this is the New Gold, which is the darker of the two golds. There's pale gold as well. And we're just going to take, I'm going to take a reasonable amount actually, because I want it to be nice and bright. That should do me. Put the lid on just in case you knock it over. Nothing more disastrous than knocking it over. And gently, because it's a powder, start to mix it in to the texture medium. Now the texture medium is white when it's wet, but it dries lovely and shiny and clear because it's not a matte. It's glossy. That's the word I was after. Right, so you find that sometimes you get some lumps, so you want to give it a really good mix. So that all that powder's nice and blended in. Looks a bit of a creamy kind of caramel colour at the moment. As I said, because it dries nice and clear, this is going to be nice and glossy, and I will show you what it looks like when it's dry. And let's just add a little bit at the top. So it won't, because it's a powder, you can add as much or as little as you want to, and you're not going to really change the consistency of the texture paste, so you're not going to hurt it at all. Just put that down there and make sure that I can use it all. without scraping underneath. Now we're going to use the Woodware scraper, my new favourite tool for spreading paste, because it's just brilliant. It's a game changer, it really is. I have it nice and flat. And I've got a bit left over that I can use on another stencil, which is just fabulous. So I'll keep that on there as well. Okay, put that to one side. And then we'll lift these off in the order that we put them on. So the sides first. Oh, let's take the top off, that's fine. I'm going to do the bottom first. If you keep a poker tool holding onto the stencil, it helps a bit. So I know some people leave the top piece on, but I don't. Right, let's see if we can pick this up without any kickback. It does dry very quickly, you can hear it grabbing hold of the card. There we go. Absolutely beautiful. Let me lift that up to show you. Absolutely beautiful on that lovely background that I've created. So I'll come back and I'll show you when it's dry, so you can see all the shimmer and the shine on it, and then we'll be done. So my background is lovely and dry now. Give it a wiggle. Look at the sheen on that. Absolutely beautiful, dazzling. So we've got the glossy finish to the texture medium, excuse me, and we've also got the shimmer from the Radiant and Lustre Pigment powder, the new gold. So obviously that would be lovely with a frame around it, popped onto a card. And with the excess, I did actually do the slender Fanciful Stencil through this. So this is on the gold lustre powder from Sentimentally Yours. And I wanted to do that to show you that gold on gold is really beautiful. And obviously that's going to make a real feature point on the card. I mean, we could use the two together. That would be rather nice. That would work. And don't forget that I did this, not brilliant, but still usable background with the Ranger Emboss-It dabber and the Superfine gold embossing powder from Sentimentally Yours. So you've got 3 backgrounds there, all using the Fanciful Stencil with the Crackling Campfire and the Pentart mist in the background. So it's the Distress spray stain that I used. And don't forget, you can find the products that I've used at juliawattscraftstock.co.uk, and do remember that there are lots and lots of technique videos. There are new ones that I've just done for you to look at and get ideas to use with your stencils. Any manufacturer of stencils, but obviously we're focusing on the new ones from Sentimentally Yours. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope it's been useful, and thank you for watching.